Today's analysis is of Southern Illinois' Sam Coonrod. As we take a look at Sam's video here, we're going to start basically as he's getting into foot down. As he's getting into foot down, you can note that he lands heel before toe. For complete efficiency, you're going to want to land indirectly to the ground as fast as possible, which means basically ball foot to heel or flat. The sooner that you can get your foot stabilized in the ground, the sooner you can get your lower half into its action. As he lands, you can tell that he is landing heel. The good things about what Sam does here is as he lands, he has very good resistance on his upper half, which you're going to see here as I plant him all the way through his entire foot down. So even though it took him longer to stabilize into his front foot and his front leg, he holds really good resistance in his upper half. And you'll see that here in this second video here on the left too, as I take him all the way back down into his foot down, which is completely stabilized into the ground here. You're going to note that he still has pretty good resistance on that back side. His arm action is pretty good in this position. He's leaving himself in a pretty good position to maintain an efficient arm action upon body's delivery. You can note that by the angle of his arm from body line to tricep and the angle of his arm from bicep to forearm is a safe zone for him to be in as a thrower. You can see here as well, because of his great resistance, he also has very good hip-shoulder separation in this action, which is the leading producer of being able to have a higher, more efficient velocity as a thrower. Things that he lacks a little bit after this action is his lower half is slightly mistimed around the corner, and even though I've got this fence in front of us here on this right video, you're going to be able to see that as he starts to go into his first action after foot down, the first thing you're going to notice is his upper body continues to pull away from his lower half. And even though there's still pretty good resistance here, the hip has not continued to rotate around that corner, and now you're going to see his upper body start to accelerate into its action. The back leg is still not, the back hip is still not fully come around the corner, which is why you're seeing the back foot disengage the ground here at this point already. Through his turn, now his hip is finally getting to its full rotation at this point right here. And at that point, he's already begun to accelerate his shoulders. His shoulders have fully gotten through acceleration, and his arm is going from external almost back into internal. So by the time that he got to maximum hip rotation, he had already begun to accelerate the upper half, thus losing quite a bit of efficiency from lower half energy transfer to upper half. So he's going to have to be better in that situation, being able to get his hip to continue to fire around that corner after landing before the upper half accelerates off that point. Now he is a big, strong guy, which is why he's going to be able to build and have a higher velocity, which he already does. But to maintain himself safety-wise and be able to maintain that velocity throughout a longer career, he's going to have to be more efficient through his lower half.